welcome into PTN Extra. I'm Alyssa Orange. So happy to be with you on this new adventure. You know, we love to be in the newscast with you guys, but at the same time, this is an opportunity for us to expand our coverage, talk a little bit more, get a little bit more in depth, extend the conversation, and have some fun as well. So we're going to do all of those things. We're going to have studio guests, exclusive interviews, and so much more. So excited to have you. Might have some cake at the end of the show, depending on how I feel. Let's bring in the rest of the team. You know them, Courtney Mims, Mike Irwin. Guys, I'm excited to get this going.
Oh, yeah, we're super excited to be here. Mike, you got to smile. Give a smile. Come on.
Internet stuff.
Internet stuff. Mike goes, what are we doing? Internet stuff, Mike. Okay, what am I doing? Internet stuff. Okay, great. But what we really get to do is what you do well, is talk about things. And so the hottest topic right now is the men's basketball team. It's Eric Musselman. You know, will he be coaching at Arkansas next year? That's the conversation everyone is having on social media. But it's not a conversation we haven't had before. And I think that's something that we can talk about first is there might be 5 coaches in the country who will never leave where they're at. And there's always that possibility that a coach might not be there the following year. We've had these conversations with Muss if he would leave Arkansas at any point. It maybe just seems a little dramatic now because of the way the season is going.
Alyssa, that's exactly what I thought immediately when I saw everybody on social media freaking out over this topic. I said, why are they getting so aggressive over this? And I think it's because this time last year, these same rumors were going around about Eric Musselman leaving to possibly Texas or somewhere else. It didn't happen, of course, but the rumors were out there. And I think people are more upset this time because, like you said, it's just the way the season is going. And unfortunately, when you have a bad season, that's kind of what happens. And so do I think the rumors are true? Well, I certainly think it is possible that his name is being floated around for other coaching jobs because if you look at what he's due for, that contract extension. And so if you have a good agent, guys, this is not a new concept. I am not talking about anything new.
We play this game in football all the time.
Right. You'll float your name around for other coaching jobs in order to get a better deal. Again, not a new concept. So does that mean he'll leave? No. But does it mean he maybe can't? No. So I think people getting upset over what they're reading on the internet, they just need to breathe a little bit. They need to calm down.
This is more than just fans, typical internet fans, coming up with rumors. I mean, before this talk started 2-3 days ago, several days before that, I was hearing stuff from people that I talked to. They didn't say he was leaving, but they did say they were hearing that his name was out there for other jobs. Now, what does that really mean? I don't know for sure, but I will say this. If you look at his history, 35 years in the coaching business, some as an assistant, some as a head coach, 16 job changes. That's an average of 2 years per job. He was at Nevada, the last job he had as a head coach, 5 years. He's been here 5 years. So I'm not going to be shocked if he's gone. I'm not saying he is, but it won't shock me.
I think the biggest thing is the way that things are handled. And I'm really excited to get you guys' opinion as a coach's daughter and as someone who has been around for a really long time, because this is a big issue. And it was what Danielle Musselman tweeted earlier today, jumping on here on X only because people have resorted to asking my 8th grader for clarification. There is zero truth to every ridiculous rumor that I've read and heard, and people reporting from a, quote, good source should go sell the story to Netflix. Sounds like a 3-part series. Why are we going after Mariah Musselman? Why are we posing those questions? I think that's the biggest issue, is we can have these conversations, constructive conversations. We're not going to then go and turn around and try to attack a 12-year-old.
No, absolutely not. And I'll be completely honest with you. You already brought it up. Many of the viewers know I've talked about it very openly on social media and here at the Pig Trail Nation that I am a coach's kid. My dad has been coaching basketball for over 30 years now. And so when I was growing up and when he was a pro coach over in the BBL in England, people at school would bully me if he was having a bad season. That is just point blank how it goes. It isn't right. Did I think the kids should have been doing that? No, but it comes with the territory of it all. Having said that, though, there is a line. I still think there's a line. And I bring up a good example for this. Mike White, when he was at Florida and I was covering him, part of the reason why he left Florida was because his kids were getting not just bullied at school, harassed by the fans, harassed every day because of how he was doing. That's why he left, and that's where you've crossed a line. So if a classmate said something to Mariah, okay, is it wrong? Yes. Is it a good teaching moment for that kid's parents? Sure. What if a teacher did it? a staff member at the school, a fan. That's wrong. That's a huge, massive overstep. You shouldn't be coming at a 12-year-old. Point blank, you shouldn't.
Yeah, Mike.
It's not clear to me who this was coming from. I assume it's her students, fellow students that she's around. I was going to be a high school coach, went through 4 years of college, got to my student teaching. The school I was at had won one football game the previous year. Everybody was mad at this coaching staff. The head coach's wife was in there every day crying because her friends were saying her husband was going to get fired. But one of the coaches took me aside one day and he said, "You'll probably be married someday." He said, "I want you to understand that if you go into this business, you're taking your future family in there with you, including your kids." And he said, "I have 2 kids in this high school. The worst thing that they get is from their classmates, which is worse than anything I get from boosters or other fans."
Yeah.
So if your kid is at a school, and most of the time they are, unless it's a completely private situation or homeschooling, I just think it happens.
Yeah. Look, it's the biggest talker right now. It's what everyone is talking about and focused about, which is unfortunate because guess what? Arkansas plays basketball tonight, if anyone forgot. By the way, they're in Missouri. And we're going to talk about that here in just a bit, exactly what the Razorbacks have to do to get a win in Columbia. That's next. Stick around. Welcome in. Basketball is the topic. We're going to specifically focus on the game between Arkansas and Missouri coming up tonight. We got a new segment. It's called It's a Must. Guys, tell me, what is a must that needs to happen as Arkansas tries to get their second win in the SEC? Courtney, we'll start with you.
Well, I really like this segment, Alyssa.
Thanks.
For me, this is probably going to be an obvious one, but it's a must for the Hogs to take care of the basketball. And here is why. The Hogs' assist-to-turnover ratio, one of the worst in the country. They have 228 assists this season to 237 turnovers. That ranks them 265th in the country out of 351 teams. Not the worst, but definitely not the greatest. Out of the 20 games they've played, 15 of them, they've had more than 10 turnovers, and they average 12 turnovers a game. Why is this even more crucial tonight against Missouri, though? Well, the Tigers ranked 3rd in the SEC in steals per game. Guess who they're behind, though? LSU and Ole Miss. In that game with the Rebels, the Hogs turned the ball over 14 times. So I would say this is a pretty huge must for this must-win game tonight.
Courtney just throws these numbers at you, and they're like daggers to your heart. You're like, oh, God, I can't keep up. Mike, what about you?
Now, defense is important, but it is a must to score, and that means you got to hit shots.
Yeah.
And we've seen the few games that this team, the one game they won in conference play and some of the other non-conference, when they hit shots, they win. Pay attention to the first three-pointer that goes up tonight. Does it go in? Because confidence helps. If you miss it, it tends to create another miss and another miss, but it's just not three-pointers that they're missing. They're missing short jump shots around the basket, okay? They're also missing layups. So what do you need to do to help that? Share the ball.
Yeah.
Get assists. Get somebody wide open. It's a lot easier to miss a 2-foot jumper or a layup when you got 4 hands in your face.
Yeah.
So try to get somebody open, then the ball tends to go in.
Yeah, it does. For me, it's a must that they start fast. Don't dig yourself into a hole offensively because, quite frankly, I don't think that this team can dig themselves out of holes offensively right now. So without Trevin Brazile up in the air, we just don't know what's going on there. They've got to be able to score and score fast. Arkansas and Missouri tipping off 7:30 tonight on the SEC Network. Missouri also winless in SEC play, so we will see how this one goes coming up tonight. We've got a special guest in studio who jumps higher than all those basketball guys, by the way. Coming up after the break, stick around. We'll introduce you to him. Now, I'm telling you guys, if you haven't gone to a track meet, indoor or outdoor, you are missing out on seeing some of the most talented athletes in the country. It is incredible. You have to get out to a track meet, including this guy, Roma Beckford, joining us. So excited to have you in studio. First off, it's our first PTN Extra, which makes you like extra special because you're our first guest.
Yeah,
so welcome.
Thank you.
And welcome to Arkansas, transferring in from South Florida. What was it about the Razorbacks that you wanted to come to this program?
I think is Geffy is one of the biggest one. Just hearing about like all the Jamaicans being here, and just like the generation of like jumps coming through, and then I just seen all the jumps just popping off and stuff, and I was like, why not just like try it out and stuff. I came here on a visit, and I just really like the energy that all the staff give towards track. It just felt like life itself. I just felt at home when I came here. So I was like, yeah, my spirit went well with here, and I was like, I'm gonna just give it a shot.
You win an indoor title at USF. You win an outdoor title in the high jump at USF. You were really, really having success at South Florida. So what was it at Arkansas that you wanted to find within yourself to help elevate your athleticism?
I think one of the things that I look at, I like being one of the best, but I just wanted to be around like more competitive people, more people that have achieved more than me, so I can actually fight to be on their level or even better. And I think that's one of the greatest things that have happened to me since I got here.
Yeah.
Like just being around so many like pro athletes, elite athletes, not even just pro, like world leaders, like gold medalists, world championship, Olympic. I feel like just being around them makes me feel at home and makes me work harder every single day.
Well, he talks about being the best. He's currently #1 in the NCAA. No big deal. Yeah. You're 6th in the world right now, and that #1 mark came just this past weekend here at Arkansas. Talk me through that jump, making and hitting that mark, but then you also tried to hit that Olympic qualifying mark. So when you're about to jump and you're getting mentally prepared, kind of walk me through that.
So I would say for this week, it's not as much as how it used to be before, because like before I used to kind of like worry a lot or think a lot going through. But this meet, I was just like so confident in myself and in my coach that he knew I was about to do something good. So I was just pretty much relaxed and just focused on doing what he had told me to do. So going through the jump, I was just like, I messed up on the first jump because I went into the bar, because we don't really practice on like jumping high in practice. We just work mostly on like or approach and stuff. So I was just like, I just need to drive up and everything else would come after. So I pretty much just asked for the clap because that got my boots going, and saw that everyone was clapping and stuff. I kind of just block it out after a while. Stand there for a little bit, took a deep breath, and I just block out everyone and then just go. And I just jump. Pretty much after I take off, I don't remember nothing until I land on the mat.
There's a baseball movie called For Love of the Game, and he's like, clear the mechanism, and it's just like silence.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like just block it all out, just jump, and contort your body in that crazy thing that you do to get over the bar. Easy. Right?
It's great because a lot of times my friend be like, did you hear me shot? I was like, I can't hear nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fellow Jamaican Jaden Hibbert, what's your relationship like with Hibby?
I would say it's pretty like normal,
Yeah.
like come to practice so and so, because he's a freshman, so I'm a grad student, so we like different parts and stuff. We train different and stuff like that, but like he's a pretty cool kid, and then like he motivates me to do better because he's doing pretty good right now. Yeah,
Hibby is doing really well actually right now, and of course is looking to continue that trend. For more on the Wonder Kid, more on Hibby, Courtney, take it away.
Yeah, I'd say pretty good is an understatement. Earlier this week, we got a chance to sit down with the Jaden Hibbert about his decision to go pro, which wasn't an easy one. And exactly what does his new life look like as he prepares for those professional ranks?
Walk to class like any other, just be a normal kid, even though I'm a pro athlete right now.
That's Arkansas sophomore Jaden Hibbert's life now as he's transitioning from being a collegiate athlete to now a pro. But just because he won't be competing for the Razorbacks doesn't mean that he isn't still a Razorback.
It's just a really big deal, for a young man that just turned 19 years old, to have that big picture mindset. And the understanding, the appreciation for what an education can do for him for the rest of his life.
And going anywhere other than Arkansas for his education wasn't even a consideration for the 2023 Bowerman Award winner.
There's nowhere else to go. They treated me so well here, so there's no point in going anywhere. And plus, Coach G is a great coach. My strength coach is a great coach. My classes are pretty close to where I train. The school is not that big, so I don't know. It's almost like a family here. So there's really nowhere else to go.
Hibby may have described himself as a normal kid, but he definitely won't be, as he'll also be training for the competitive outdoor season while attending his Arkansas classes. So what does that look like?
From a training schedule, you build everything backwards from the major championship, and obviously that's the Olympic Games. So what my mindset is moving backwards off of that, and then finding opportunities that fill into that training schedule more than anything else.
The Olympics is the big one, but Hibbert is also looking to compete in the Jamaican Trials, the World Athletics Under-20 Championship, and the Diamond League. And with meets like that on his plate, it's no surprise companies were jumping at the opportunity to sponsor him. But for the 19-year-old, it was a pretty easy choice of who he wanted.
They're from Puma, shorts from Usher, shoes from Puma.
There's a whole lot of buzz and excitement about one of the top NCAA jumpers competing with the pros this year, and Hibbert is, of course, excited too. But he can't help but feel bittersweet about it all, since he really loved his short time competing for the Hogs.
It's very sentimental to know that, I just came here like 1 year and I'm like, but I'm not out. I'm just, not going to be around my teammates as much. I'm going to be competing with them and stuff like that. It's kind of hard saying goodbye to that because, like, high key, I really like the collegiate meets, like the vibe.
You'll get to see a little more about how Jaden Hibbert is preparing for the 2024 games in our Journey to Paris series. His story will be aired right here on February 26th. We also had a chance to sit down with some of the coaches today to check in on how the indoor season is going for Arkansas, and you can see that over on our YouTube page. We're going to be right back with more PTN Extra in just a second. Stay with us.
All right, welcome back. Here's the deal. We love to celebrate, and Courtney and I were thinking today, how can we celebrate our first PTN Extra? Cake. Duh. So we got a cake because we love cake, and we're going to have a cake on every one of these. And if you want to celebrate something with us, send us in the comments. Let us know. We'll celebrate it with you. It's also Mikkel and Makai's birthday.
Aww.
The Mitchell twins. Of course, Makai is still with us. And so happy birthday. Get a win.
Yeah,
in Missouri.
It's a must-win tonight.
It's a must-win for Makai Mitchell on his birthday.
Now we must eat this cake.
And we must eat this cake.
I love it. Let's
See you
do
next
it.
week. Thanks for watching.